We're out here at the English Racing Dyno Day, getting this thing all set up and ready to go. Got a lot of cars to get through still. It's a Mitsubishi versus Subaru day. Someone's rocking their subs pretty hard. There's a Subaru. There's not a lot of Subarus, a lot more Evos, actually a lot of GTRs. Apparently they think they're Evos today. But we're out here, we're just gonna do some damage on the dyno with the Subaru. I don't know if we're gonna try to set any records. We'll see kind of where the leaderboard sits and see if we want to really push it or if we want to just you know, put on a good show. That's a big turbo.
These two guys right here are ours.
exactly what we were hoping for. We're having a little ignition issue. The numbers are still decent, 1,085 and 940 foot-pounds of torque. We'll take that torque number. So I'm on my way home from this English Racing Subaru versus Mitsubishi dyno day, and I just wanted to kind of debrief with what happened today. So the car made 1,085 horsepower and 940 foot-pounds of torque, and those are corrected numbers. SAE corrected, smoothing was I think 3 on the dyno. It's a little less power than what I had expected. It was at about 52 pounds. We were hoping to turn up the boost, probably closer to 65 or so. But at the top of the pole, there was a pretty good pop from the ignition. We're suspecting it's ignition. Now, we actually ran into this issue when we were at the track last. In the top of, I think it was 5th gear, we had a pop. And it's kind of an odd, it's almost like a full cut, but it's just like the ignition drops out for a second. So it could actually be wiring related. Hopefully it's not. It could be a ground, it could be, you know, there's a lot of could be's that it could be. But either way, we're gonna get it sorted out. It was good to confirm on the dyno that the issue we had at the track was a real issue and it wasn't just like a random hiccup. So now we know that there is definitely a problem. You know, with a car of this caliber, we don't spend a lot of time on the dyno, contrary to what people might think. Most of the time, we just load it up on the dyno and do, you know, low power pull, minimum boost, which is still 850, 900 horsepower. But we're just trying to make sure that the car runs okay enough to take to the track to really turn it up. And the reason why we do that is because the dyno, typically you don't win anything on the dyno. You know, breaking a motor to push it to its absolute limit on the dyno is kind of silly. But an opportunity like today where there is a competition on the dyno, Subarus versus Mitsubishis, which is, you know, the time-old rivalry. So it was a good event. We did not end up winning. Our 1,085 horsepower. There was as far as Mitsubishis go, there was an Evo 10 from English Racing, their race car, that did 1,330 horsepower. That's a little more than we made today. I'm not sure we could have gotten there, honestly. We probably could have gotten close had we gotten all 65 pounds out of the car. Probably would have been high 12s would be my guess. But, you know, it's a dyno. It's just kind of fun bragging rights. Still made almost 1,100 horsepower at low boost. So, you know, it's a good day. Still a good day. You learn something. You learn something about the car. You take away, you know, some diagnostic. Basically, we're gonna go through and address the ignition system in the car. It's still stock ignition. It's stock STI coil packs, like from what your, you know, 2005 STI would run. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna install an M&W ignition system, which we already have for the car sitting at the shop. It's just never been installed. So we're gonna put that in and take it to the track here in a couple of weeks for import face-off at Woodburn for the final event of the year, and hopefully get some good passes out of it and not break more drivetrain stuff and whatnot. So anyway, that's all I had for you today. I know it's kind of a little bit different video, but hopefully you got to see some fun stuff. It wasn't our stuff, it was English Racing stuff, but you know, we still came to their event and we threw down big. There were a couple other cars that dynoed. A friend of mine, Zach, He dynoed his C8 Corvette and it made 1275, I think. And then good old Miles Kerr, the Gringo Tegra, put down, gosh, it was like 1,440 horsepower or something like that. So, you know, those cars were a little bit wilder than ours. It's a great event. Thanks to the English Racing guys for having us out, and hopefully we'll do it again next year, or maybe we'll actually there was a Mitsubishi versus Subaru event that was supposed to happen at Woodburn Drag Strip, and unfortunately the weather killed that, so it didn't happen. But maybe next year that'll happen, and that'll be a fun little shootout to do. So thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. I know it wasn't maybe the most exciting, and I didn't have the best camera angles because it wasn't my dyno, but you know, it was still a really good event, and hopefully it was some good video for you guys. So thanks for watching. Bye.